away in this rainy but wet, good crowd showing up tonight for this game, and it's really that important to both communities. In their white and blue lettering will be the Wolverines of West Geauga, who come in 7-0 under second-year head coach Jim Chapman, and the Lions under head coach Chet Riesland, who is in his 5th year. You remember the name? He used to coach some of those great teams out of Brunswick.
He certainly did, and then from there he went down to Kent State University and came back over here to the Orange Lions, building this program up right now, right in the hunt for the first place Chagrin Valley Conference.
Orange won the toss. They've elected to receive, and West Geauga will be kicking off and defending the west goal. West is to your right.
Looks like Chad Frazier is kicking off here for West G.
Well, he does a little bit of everything. He's a quarterback. We had Laszlo Hartmut is kicking off, but maybe in this kind of wet weather, they want to see Frazier kicking off. But that's living rather dangerously, isn't it, Matt? By the way, Matt Barr from the Cleveland Browns.
He's going to punt the ball.
He's going to just punt it.
Right, he is their punter, so that's what they elected to do.
That says Merrick Norris. He's got past 2 tacklers, gets it past the 3rd, almost halfway past, gets to about the 38 or 39-yard line. And B.J. Bailey brought him down. The players highlighted in yellow are returning starters. Orange has a good passing game, but rely on power football between the tackles, led by Marcus Layton. Their offensive line is better than average size, especially their tackles. They average 235 pounds.
That was a good return by Norris. With the sloppy field conditions, it's to the running back's advantage.
Got the end split. It's going to be Merrick Norris. We've got J.R. Hayes, number 7, at quarterback. Fake pitch goes and in and out, and no, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Merrick Norris. Good pass by J.R. Hayes. And Matt Enzels was there, the linebacker, to break it up. West Geauga's front 4 are a nice blend of juniors and seniors. They are improving each game, but 3 are going to be going both ways. The linebackers have outstanding quickness, and 3 are returning starters. They must control tailback Marcus Layton. Secondary is young, but have been tough against the pass. They have 11 interceptions. This is Layton. Layton picks up about 3, where he's brought down by Mark Mazurko, number 78, a junior at 5'11", 235 pounds. It's just a good look at Marcus Layton. He does it all for them. 196 carries, averaging about 5.5 yards per carry, and has 10 TDs. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. Line of scrimmage is Orange's 43. And this, both ends are tight. Completes this one to, well, they have someone in there. Number 20 for Orange was Brian Slimovich.
Even though the field conditions are a little wet, the quarterback, J.R. Hayes, going back, putting that ball in the air, coming out to the man who's flanked on the right side. A completed pass right into the gut. Good defensive play coming up. You can see now conditions, good grass, but a lot of water on that field.
That was a first down. They've got a slot with Sloan in it. This is Layton, tries to get outside, and good tackle, just hanging on. And bringing him down was Ron Thorne, number 88, a 200-pound senior, 2-year starter. He comes in with 23 solos and 35 assists.
It's important for Hayes to throw the ball to open up the field for Layton, because if he doesn't, then the linebackers are just going to be keen on him.
It's going to be a 2nd and 7. This is Layton again, puts his head down, gets across the 45 to about the 43, and gets hit hard by Mark Mazurko. Mark Mazurko, number 78, and Derek Ayala, number 66, will be switching off back and forth at the right defensive tackle.
Like the officials for tonight, Jerry Sulecki, the referee, A.J. Stazar, the umpire, Tim O'Malley, the linesman, Bob Price, the line judge, and Kevin Sulecki working the back judge, the important Chagrin Valley Conference game.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 5, and a split to the far side. They give it to Layton. Layton gets close to a first down as he gets to about the 39. Brought down by Mickey Quinlan, the two-way performer, the linebacker for West G. There's Marcus Layton at 6'1", 195, one of the co-captains and an excellent basketball player.
Mike Marcus will carry the ball most of the time. The other backs really don't carry it. I talked to Coach Chuck Reisland before the ball game. He said, this is what we do. We're a power football team. The others will key on us. They will scout it. But, hey, until they can stop Marcus Layton, we're going to keep running that ball inside the tackles.
I'll tell you what, the fullback, John Levine, who's a blocking back, has not carried even once. I wouldn't be surprised to see him carry the ball tonight.
The stats are very interesting when you look at this team during the week. Marcus Layton is the runner.
4th and 1, they're going to go for it. First down and more. And is brought down inside the 25. Tim Gruber, along with Matt Enzels, trying to bring him down, but what a great runner.
Oh, Layton's a powerful back.
Going for the first down, you expect it to be him. The guard hitting off to the right side. Big 76 in there. Cugini, a good blocker, leading it for Layton, almost going all the way on it. Got his first down.
Well, they say he carries the ball, and between the tackles, he's tough, and he's proven it. Galen Greathouse is the end of the split to the near side. Layton gets the call, cuts it inside. Still on his feet. He gets close to the 15, maybe inside. Ron Thorne, the outside linebacker on the left side, brought him down.
The Orange offensive line is really pushing them back off the line of scrimmage. That's a good sign for Layton because they're going to open up holes all through the game.
And the other thing to watch with that line is the line splits. They really alternate their line splits, but they are wider than most of the teams that we watch in high school, giving Layton a chance to pick the hole.
And you saw the change. It's going to be a 2nd and 1. Ludo splits there. Layton gets the call again. He just ran into trouble. I'm not sure he made it. We'll see. Beckman and Hall were there in on the stop. And it is a first down. That is the 3rd first down for Orange. They took the kickoff, started this drive on their own 39-yard line, and now are sitting on West G's 13 in 9 plays. And there have been, there was only 2 passes in that drive. 7:10 to go, first quarter, scoreless. The pounding on the door, the Lions of Orange. Layton again, finds a little bit of running room, gets about the 10-yard line.
The left side of West G's line is really a brick wall over there. Some big guys are just going to be getting bigger and bigger each year.
Say the least.
Beckman and Hall are the 2 over there.
At 220 and 230, they get any bigger, they have to get a new uniform and a new number next year.
Or maybe a new team. It's going to be a 2nd and 7 for the Orangemen. Again, Layton. And number 75 in the Horniak is there. Also Beckman.
This is where the defense gets stingy. The field's really compressed, and even if you were trying to pass the ball, it's very difficult. The defensive backs don't have to cover as much, so this is where it's very difficult to score from. It's going to be interesting, these 2 plays. 11
interceptions for the secondary for West G.
The basic defense has been a 4-man line for Coach Jim Chapman over at West G. Over the years, he's been a 5-man defensive coach, but this year he feels he has the personnel to go the 4-man front.
It's going to be a 3rd and 4. Pitch back to Layton. He can find his own hole, and he does. Touchdown. He made that look so easy. They've been handing off. That one was a pitch back to him, and all he did is followed his blockers and went in for his 11th TD of the season. So 5:47 to go. First quarter, first possession. Orange marches all the way down the field, and in the first quarter, 503 yards on 10 carries. Or 53 yards, I'm sorry. 53 yards on 10 carries, and a point after by Blankenstein. How about that kick, man?
There's good penetration, but they got the ball up pretty high, and when you do that, they're very tough to block. They had good interior penetration on the rush.
Well, now Blankenstein is 12 of 18 extra points.
Get a chance to look now at the touchdown run. Quarterback Hayes pitching out to Layton. Most of it have been handoffs. This was a pitch out. Marcus goes 6 yards over the right side with that power, tripped up, able to go in. The hands are up, 6 on the board.
Well, they caved in the left side of the line. Those two big guys, Beckman and Hall, got blocked down, and then it was up to the linebackers to try to string it out and stop them. And Layton's just so strong that it's tough to bring him down just one-on-one with the linebacker.
Teeing the ball up, you're looking at Volker Blankenstein, who does all the kicking with the exception of the punting. Does that. Julian is in the middle. Vanone is on the far side, and Tony Lamoli, number 23, is on the near side. They'll be awaiting that kick. Now, the offense for the Wolverines are going to have their hands full to try and match the drive that Orange put together. This one is picked up by Julian. Got a little bit of running room. He gets to about the 30 or the 29. Great run back brought down by Shelton Smith. The players highlighted in yellow, again, are returning starters. West G has a well-balanced attack. Every starter except the wide receiver, Kevin Durgan, has scored 3 or more touchdowns rushing. Quarterback Chad Frazier has thrown for 9 TDs. Their offensive front line are all returning starters, averaging 220 pounds, and have good quickness for young men that big. Frazier wants to going deep. Oh, in and out of the hands of the flanker, Mickey Quinlan, who got behind the defense. Orange's defense has good size and will have to put a lot of pressure on West G's quarterback, Chad Frazier. That was a good example. The linebackers are aggressive and mobile, and they must read their keys. And there's a lot of talent in the secondary. They also have 11 interceptions, but corners must also play the run. 2nd and 10. This one goes to Joe Julian. And he is grabbed and brought down with authority by number 27, Mo Norris, a two-way performer. Look at that, 6 minutes. That's ball control, 61 yards in only 12 plays.
That's Layton control.
And that's 53 of those 61 belongs to Layton. End split, Kevin Durgan, near side. 3rd and 8. Frazier, time. And slipping down was number 81, the tight end, Brad Long, at 6'6". That ball was well thrown if he could have stayed on his feet, but that is field conditions. Mo Morris was back defending. So it's going to be a punting situation for the Wolverines. Chad Frazier will be punting. He'll be standing at about the 21-yard line. Single man deep is going to be, I think that's Galen Greathouse on his own 40. Left-footed kicker gets it high. It takes a roll and gets inside the 35 to about the, let's call it the 30. It'll be between the 29 and 30, a 38-yard punt for Chad Frazier.
Sharp job by the punter. One man back, trying to run it back. He saw it, the left footer just kicked it over to the side, so they couldn't get a return on it. If there was a bounce, which he got a little bit, he aided on it, so heads up, kicking game, very sharp so far. West G Wolverines.
I like to see Chad Frazier opening up with that long pass because it keeps the defense honest. The receiver got behind the defense, and it was a heck of a pass right on the money.
Merrick Norris is the end split to the far side, and they've got a slot to the near side, but the handoff goes to Layton. Well, he just carries people for about 3 yards. He gets across the 35 to about the 36. Chris Moore at 2'5" was there, along with Matt and Zealous at 190 and Mickey Quinlan at 175. Powerful runner.
Well, I think our replayers are going to show a strong, powerful back running up. One of the better blockers on the team, Bob Cagini, 76, goes up strong. It just takes good defensive plays to get him, but when you do, he's already picked up his 4 or 5+ yards.
Pitch back goes to Layton again, and he's caught in the backfield, and a flag is thrown. And here's the call.
We have a clip. 27 in the offense. 27.
That's Mo Norris.
The illegal block on the offense. Normally in high school ball, the official does not give the number. You don't do it like you do in the professional ball. They don't identify the youngsters on the field. But this time he did give the call, so we all know who it was.
Jim Chapman, second-year coach. What a great record he's had at Willoughby South. He's also went to Case Western Reserve, and he only in 5 years only lost 7 games at Case Western Reserve. And he's only lost 4 games, and he's in his second season here at West G.
They're in state championship playoffs when he was at Willoughby South. And the big thing about Case Western Reserve, he went to a program that really did not have anything going at all in the football. He took it over in a very short time, moved right up in Division III, ranked 1, 2 all across in this area, and ranking throughout the country in Division III football.
It's going to be a 2nd and 20. And they give it to Layton again, and he gets to about the 25 where Pete Beckman, the end, at 2:26.5, junior, brought him down. Coming up to the 3-minute mark in the first quarter, 7-0 ball game. Orange took the kickoff and marched from their own 39 in for a touchdown in 12 plays, and most of it on the strength of Marcus Layton's running. 3rd and 15. Marcus now with 66 yards. He's deep in the eye now. He goes in motion. Let's see if Hayes tries to get it to him. Nope. That was John Levine, their fullback, and he ran into Steve Hall. So that brings up a 4th down, and for the first punt of the ball game for the Lions will be J.R. Hayes. The quarterback for Orange, the deep man, will be Tony Lamoli. Number 23, he goes back to about his own 40. There's Tony. And shanked this one and goes out of bounds at about the Orange 45-yard line. That was only a 19-yard punt.
Well, 88 was in on him real tight on that punt, and he probably distracted the punter on that because he was in tight, had his arm up, and you certainly don't want to get a punt blocked in this kind of weather.
That was Ron Thorne that came in from the left side and made it pretty tough for the quarterback punter to get that kickoff.
Talking about West G, the last time West G has been 10-0 was 20 years ago.
That's a long drought. It began in the I formation, then split far side with a slot to the far side. Frazier hands off to their fullback, and loose ball. No, I thought it was a loose ball the way they were going after it. That was a handoff to their fullback, Colin Bruce, a junior at 5'11", 190, number 34. He's got 6 touchdowns coming into this game and averaging about a little over 5 yards a carry. And that's true of most of the ball carriers in the backfield for West G. That'll bring up a 2nd, and let's call it 9. Pitch back. This one to Joe Julian. And he's caught by the ankles, and he goes down at the 45. Armin Ascari brought him down for no gain.
Orange has all those guys on the line of scrimmage. That's a real tough defense to run against.
It's a tough defense to figure out. We looked at on the tape during the week. Is it a 5-2? Is it a 5-3? They will alternate. They'll move around and check with the coach right before the ball game. Said, what do you do on defense? He said, it's a 5-2 with a 5-3 look, and we do a lot of looks.
Frazier's going to have to put it in the air, get some time, and completes this one for a 1st down to a flanker, Mickey Quinlan. But it was a loose ball, and I think it was covered by Quinlan. No! Orange gets it. Marcus Layton was right there. Big break for the Lions.
That's unlucky for West G.
Quarterback going back, a good thrower in it, straight back, drop, left-hander, finds his man, fires, good control on the ball. It is complete. The ball pops out. They call it a completion and a loose ball fumble. So the Orange Lions come up again with a football.
That's from Marcus Layton causing that fumble there. A good tackle, and he twirls him around, gets it loose.
Marcus gets the call, and he gets close to the 30. And that could be the last play of the first quarter, a very quick first quarter, only about 25 minutes. It's a 7-0 ball game. Orange has that 7-point lead. Down to the final 6 seconds. And time will run out. The first quarter will end with Orange 7, West G nothing. And we'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this timeout.
As a stand-up comic, he makes them laugh. As a counselor, he makes them think. He's Michael Pritchard, helping today's teens face some hard choices by thinking about their values.
If you don't know yourself, you might just get drug into something you don't really want to do.
If you don't have a strong foundation, you can't build a proper person.
We do value something.
Teens talk about acting on your values. Next time on The Power of Choice.
The Power of Choice, tomorrow night at 7:30. You're watching the high school football game of the week on WVIZ Cleveland.
Yeah, the rain hasn't dampened this cheerleader. They're really doing a job. They're down by 7. I mean, they're ahead by 7. No, that's an Orange cheerleader. I have trouble with numbers and colors. You'll have to excuse me, folks, on a wet night. When we get back to action, it's going to be a 2nd and 8 for Orange, with the ball on their 30-yard line.
Mike, look at those first 3 first downs for Orange, total yards 79. Layton on that first drive. They held the ball 9 minutes and 41 seconds. West G 2:15, quite a difference. Lions have the ball again.
1 turnover, and it belongs to West G on that fumble after the reception. And here goes JR. Lets it fly and thrown a little bit behind. They're intending this one for Mo Norris. The tight end was thrown behind him, and Tim Gruber was there to hit him just as the ball hit his hands, and he couldn't hang on.
One of the team goals for the Browns is time of possession. We feel that if we can control the ball much longer than the other team, then we're in control of the game. And I think that's an important statistic. 9 minutes of control for the Orange.
Against only 2. It's going to be a 3rd and 8. And the defense now for West G has got a hold here. But look at that middle. Is it open? J.R. Hayes completes this one, and it's going to be close. The official comes in and marks it with his right foot. Mickey Quinlan was there defending for West G. It is a first down. Here's a replay. It rolls out. He finds Norris. So another first down and ball control for Orange. Just started the second quarter. Line of scrimmage is the 39. This one handoff to Layton. He is spun around. Good job in the backfield getting in to spin Layton around just as he gets to the line of scrimmage was Mickey Quinlan.
Mike, it was that penetration that really counted because the fullback, as you mentioned, been the blocker, John Levine, 38. He couldn't get out on his block at all. The defense penetrated, knocked him off, and he actually spun in to his own offensive man, Layton.
2nd and 8. Lofting it up high and slipping down was number 33, the flanker, Mark Sloan. But a nice touch on that pass. It had enough arc, and Sloan, if he hadn't slipped, could have run underneath it.
It's almost as though Coach Reisland said that we're going to run Layton until you stop him, and until you stop him, that's when we're going to pass. And up to West G is now starting to stop Layton, and you notice that they're going to the pass.
Matt, that's the exact philosophy that he talked to us about before the game. He will show you what he's going to do. He's going to do it, but you have to stop him.
Well, anybody that scouted him knows he's done it for 7 straight games. Twin backs, first time we've seen this look offensively for Orange. JR on the draw play, hands off to Marcus Layton, but the penetration was there for the defense of West G, and so they're going to force Orange into a punting situation. Mickey Quinlan was the first one through, along with help from Greg Sutyak.
That's great penetration on 41.
This whole series, the defense has really come alive here for West G. You can see just driving back, not getting a chance on the short dip handoff to the halfback, delayed.
This is J.R. Hayes. Back is Lamoli. He takes it at about the 32. And a flag is thrown on the far side of the field.
That's a tough penalty to take, roughing the kicker. You just don't want to do that.
Flag is right back where J.R. Hayes is. The official coming over, referee Jerry Sulicki.
Boy, that's two big penalties that they've had.
The defense was so tough that series. They had that adrenaline going. They had the little extra. It's a bad night. They're going in. They're trying to block the punt. And it happens so many times. If you don't get a piece of it, you go into that kicker and you're in trouble.
It's so hard to coach a kid to try to block on the block point rather than at the punter.
Yeah.
And that's an unfortunate mistake because they would have had the ball in good field position then.
I'm just wondering if maybe the field conditions had something to do with it. You can't just change your direction. No excuse, but
oh no,
those things happen.
The field conditions are a great part of it. Once you get going in one direction, it's hard to change.
And there's the field conditions. Matt, we were talking about the different shoes the players were wearing as we were watching them warm up.
It's so sloppy out there. A lot of the guys are wearing what we call alligator shoes. They're rubber tipped spikes, and they just don't give you a good grip in that kind of mud.
So it's a first down for Orange from the 48-yard line of West G, and the handoff goes to Layton, and he gets across the 45 and meets Matt Horniak, the junior, number 33 linebacker.
Like I think Orange realized you're going to score against West G, you do it in the first half. In their 7 ball games, they have only been scored upon twice in the second and third quarter, only 14 points against that Wolverine defense. So normally you get to them, you better get to them early.
That was a pickup of 4 yards. That brings up a 2nd and 6, second quarter. 9-minute mark, first half. Hayes again, there goes Layton. That young man never gets tired either. He gets inside the 40 and has another first down. Bringing him down was Matt Enzels.
This is Marcus Layton. We get a chance to ISO on him to the outside. You see the blocking right down here, driving down the line. It was a wide formation, picking the hole to the outside. He is strong and powerful.
76 yards already, and we have 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. He's averaged 152 yards each game that he's played. He's got 1,066 coming into this game. 3rd and about a yard. And a Layton will get the yard. Head, straight arm, 2 people, 1 to beat. Can't do it. He is wrestled down by number 43, Brian Spencer, only a sophomore at 160 pounds. What a complete runner he is. Look at this replay on this one, Matt.
Yeah, West G is trying to blow up this stuff in the middle, and Layton comes around and puts that straight arm out, and that's so hard to get a guy down when he's got a good straight arm.
And he really put it on him. That's tough on a cornerback coming across with a strong runner at 195 pounds, putting to you the short side of the field. They've been very successful in running.
That's matches his biggest gain of the game of 16 yards. Another first down, and he just draws a lot of white jerseys. Leading that attack was the cornerback, Tim Gruber, now who's starting to come up and play a little closer to the line of scrimmage because they can't allow Marcus Layton to get in the secondary because on top of having great strength, he's got good speed and moves you can't teach.
West G is really trying to blow up the middle with Quinlan and Horniak, those 2 linebackers, by just throwing them up in there fast. What happens, however, is Layton gets around to the outside and you don't have that linebacker help for your DBs.
Galen Greathouse in split to the far side. It brings up a 2nd and 5 and officials timeout. Right now, 97 yards, 19 carries, Layton. 1 carry for Levine for 3 yards. And 2 for 5 for J.R. Hayes for 17 yards. And Slamovitz caught both of those passes. 7:08 remaining, first quarter. And you look at the running stats for West G, they are minus yards. Layton again. Oh, my. He put his head down, put a hit on Quinlan. I think it was Quinlan. It's either Quinlan or Scott Simpson, and knocked him backwards.
You see all of the insignias on the top of his helmet, and he's going to get one more for a play like this. You can just see now, there's the power we talked about. He slips through, he puts the helmet down. Look out, Gruber number 42 will feel that one in the morning.
I felt that one down to my toes.
Right now.
That's why I'm glad I'm a kicker. I felt that one all the way down to the toes.
But there was a flag on that play, and it's going to be against the Lions. What a punishing runner.
One of the reasons the officials are naming the names on the penalties is 2 of these officials works to Brown's practices out there. So they get into that habit.
No, Jerry Salicki, the referee, has been doing that for quite a few years.
2nd and 13. JR finds an open man. Overthrown. Intended receiver was Galen Greathouse. Greathouse, who just transferred into the Orange school system from John F. Kennedy, has 9 receptions this season. But he's rushed for 2 touchdowns as a split end.
And what they do on the rush, you mentioned he has 2 touchdowns. Mo Norris also has rushed and has picked up 6 yards. They have the end around, they have the flanker around, they do their reverse play so that you can't continually isolate and key on Marcus Layton.
3rd and 13. Single back is Layton. And touchdown! That's Mo Norris for his 6th TD reception.
What a great pass and reception.
Well, we said that Hayes can and likes to throw, and the fans here love it. Taking the high fives from his teammate. That makes it a 13-0 score with 6.5 minutes to go. And Volker Blankenstein is trying for the point after. It's being held by Brian Blem. It's good. That makes it 14-0 with 6:31 to go.
It's a good drop back. You see him looking off the DBs, and he's thrown right down the middle. And what a nice catch with a wet ball, wet field.
And cold hands.
And cold hands.
Here's another angle on this one. This is from our ground camera.
You see him look off the DBs there. He pumps and lets it go to Mr. Norris. Good catch. He extends, keeps his body between the ball, and brings it right in. Never took his eye off the ball.
Well, that's, as I said, 6 touchdowns via the airways for Mo Norris. Blankenstein now gets ready to kick. Deep will be Julian, Lamoli, and Vanone. Taken at the 13-yard line. This is Lamoli. And he gets a good run back. He's brought down by Galen Greathouse for Orange, but the line of scrimmage will be the 35 for West G. And look at the possession time. That almost matches the first drive, 6 minutes and 14 seconds. This one went 72 yards. The first drive went for 61 yards, and that only took 12 plays. First one took 13 plays. West G has got to get some offense. This is a pitch back. Joe Julian finds some running room and gets close to a first down.
Well, Mike, I guess they heard you down there, the coaching staff. Quarterback and a pitch out to tailback Joe Julian, 31, who has the speed. He only goes 5'6", 160 pounds. A quick flip from the quarterback. Nice block by Bruce, 34, to spring him up there. Julian, an 11-yard gain. They got their run, and it's one of the better runs they have. He has 3 carries for 13 yards. That, of course, was 11 yards.
And that was the first down for the Wolverines. Line of scrimmage is the 45. This one to Julian again. Another big hole off the left tackle, and he gets into Lion territory at about the 48 or 49-yard line where Marcus Layton brought him down. That man runs all the balls and turns around and plays a linebacker.
That's a lot of wear and tear on a player. I don't know how he does it. last of the pros did that back in '62 with Chuck Bednarik.
Chuck Bednarik, that's from up in your area. You got to watch Chuck.
Philly boy.
It's going to be a 2nd and 4. Fake. Going deep. Incomplete. That was intended for Kevin Durgan to split end. Defending was Mo Norris. There's another two-way performer for Orange.
Kevin Durgan, number 80, works out the left side in the split end. His quarterback, Chad Fraser, goes back. He fires. The ball is going to be a little bit short, but he really had to hold up on the call. You can see it tailing off at the end because it looked like he was going to have it as he turned his back to the camera, but the ball just went away into the sideline. Incomplete pass.
This is an important drive for Coach Chapman. He really wants to take the guys into the locker room with some points on the board and some momentum.
They've got a 3rd and 4. And officials whistle it. Timeout is called by Orange. It stops the clock at 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And now, Hayes 3 of 7, Fraser 1 of 4. That was a 15-yarder. And 41 yards total for J.R. Hayes. But, of course, the story of this first half has been Marcus Layton with 97 yards on 19 carries. And he had his 2 longest were both 16 yards, so a lot of them are very tough yards to earn. And 8 first downs for Orange as opposed to only 1 for West G.
Julian looks like an elusive back to bring down. It looks like he can get into those holes and get below the tacklers.
Well, Julian now has 19 yards on 4 carries. But you're right, Matt. Matt Barr, of course, from the Cleveland Browns is with us. In which we, if the way things work out the way we have planned, the Browns are going to have one of their players on every one of our broadcasts. And it's a pleasure for us. There you take a good look at Chuck Reisland, who has took a great program at Brunswick and made it into a great one, and is doing the same thing here at Orange. Graduate of St. Ed's High School. Julian, shy of the first down by about 2 yards, maybe 3. Well, your clock is showing 5 minutes exactly. You certainly can't give them the ball here at the 47-yard line.
Julian was instrumental in the big win over Chardon last week. He had a big game and 106 yards on 22 carries.
Mike, they're coming out. 4th down, but they're going for it.
Fraser's going to throw. That's how much Fraser keeps it and gets close to a first down.
Oh, it's real close.
It's one of those close spots.
Wherever the official spots it. You see number 36, Dave Zoss, Z-A-U-C-E, is not too happy with the placement of that ball. And there it is, but you can see just in not even half the length of the ball for a first down.
Julian was a perfect decoy on that play. They brought him up the middle, and Chad Fraser went around the outside. They were hard yards. It looks like he's limping a little bit there.
Well, he's averaged, pardon me, Brian, on 35 carries, almost 2.5 yards per carry, so that's just about his average there.
That's the balance they have. They can go to their quarterback, not only the left-handed thrower, but he can run with the ball, called on a 4th down play.
That's their second first down. And this is going to be Quinlan, who is a flanker. He takes the hand off from Chad Fraser and picks up about 6 yards. And he's brought down by Joe Maddox, a senior at 205.
He's out on the flank, 41 now. They fake to the fullback up, given on the counter play with number 41, Mickey Quinlan, going around the left side. He started on the right. It's a reverse over to the left side or a counter play, and he picked up some good yards.
Yep, 6 of them. That makes it a 2nd and 4. Fraser lets it fly. He was off balance, or his foot slipped as he released the ball, intended it for Kevin Durgan, but it just seemed to take off on him.
That's difficult on those timing plays. Durgan looked like he slipped a little bit when he made his cut back, and in those timing passes, you just got to throw the ball and assume the receiver is going to be there when you throw it.
That brings up a 3rd and 4 now. And they have Durgan again, and split to the near side. And they've got Mickey Quinlan in the slot to the near side. This one goes to the fullback, Colin Bruce, and he is held about 2 yards shy of a first down. They've got to get to about the 34-yard line. The line of scrimmage will be the 36.
It's a matchup you like to see for West G with Durgan at 6'4", going against Great House at 5'8". Loft that ball up, and that's a real mismatch there for Durgan.
See if Durgan goes over the middle on this one. Pitch back, this one is to Julian. He gets the first down and more. He's dragged down from behind at about the 25-yard line by Brad Hershey, a junior free safety. Good look at Joe Julian, 5'6", 160.
Fourth down on 2 plays. Here's a fourth down again. The guard pulls to the outside. Joe Julian, 31, goes off tackle to the right, getting a nice yards in here, and now he's just going to get pulled down. That's number 80, Brad Hershey, who is a safety man, came across, just grabbed Joe down.
And there's Durgan again. And you're right, he's going against Mo Norris. And he's able to pull that in for another first down. And Mo was there, but that was a good timing play there.
It's another one of those timing passes. He makes the break, and the ball's there as he's making the break. Takes a couple steps, lets it go, and there he is, turning for the ball. Good catch, brings it into the body and turns upfield to try to get those couple of extra yards.
It's a first down now for West Geauga from the 13. Frazier, a pitch back, Julian, and he is caught in the backfield by number 54, Eric Hockman.
Where he got into that backfield deep, real deep.
Eric Hockman, you're looking at, is a 4-point student, number 1 in his class. He's just an outstanding football player. Missed the last 2 games where they pulled hamstring muscle, and he's back for this one. Also has a brother that plays, Todd Hockman, who's a sophomore. Eric is a senior. 2nd and 12. Complete. No. Is that completed or not?
Brad Long.
Yes, it is.
The tight end, Brad Long, works out of the right side. They've been putting a lot of defensive pressure on the split end. Kevin Durgan, number 80. So Brad Long at 6'6", 220 pounds. He's on the bottom of the screen, the right side. A good fake out to the fullback, Bruce. And he fires in here to 81, coming across. Brad Long, 6'6", senior, pulls it in. They're on another drive.
And did you see Eric Hockman come in and put a hit onto Chad Frazier? But that now it's a 3rd and 3. Oh, that's going to cost him a flag.
That hurts.
Chad Frazier pulled back. Somebody forgot the count.
We have a dead ball. Illegal procedure, number 10 offense.
So rather than 3rd and 3, they've got a 3rd and 8 with 1:27 to go, first half, and they're down 14-zip.
That was really nice blitz control on the play before for West G. When Chad turned around, he had that linebacker right in his face, and he let the ball go.
Timeout is called by Orange. That's their 2nd timeout they've used in this half. And now Frazier is 3 of 7, 1 to Quinlan, 1 to Durgan, and 1 to Long. For a total of 36 yards, and Julian now was starting to get some yardage on 31 yards on 7 carries.
I wouldn't be surprised to let him use Julian to the right side of the field because he's got a lot of field to work with, and he is that scat back type of back. Tough to bring down.
He's got about 4.75 speed, Matt. One of the captains is a senior, and also a wrestler, so he's got some good balance. 129 yards, averaging just under 6 yards per carry. 8 touchdowns, 732 yards in 7 games.
He can move with that ball, but that penalty on the quarterback, Frazier, changes the call with the coaching staff. That's what they call the timeout, because now you don't really have that 3rd and 4th down where you can pound up in there. You have to do something a little bit wider. Frazier will be involved with the throw.
Well, I think Matt was right. They've got to get something on the board here. In motion goes Quinlan. Frazier. He's got a man wide open. He falls down, and the pass is knocked down. Number 36, Dave Zolf knocked the pass away. The Long was right there, but it just didn't work.
First man down was Julian. He faked to him. Frazier running over now, going back to the left. Lucky he's a left-hander because he could get something on that. Open down the field was 81 Long, but as he was coming back to help his quarterback, he slipped down. Defender coming across, Zaus 36, and knocked it down on the play. And with that, another timeout is called down on the field.
I'm not so sure there wasn't a design play, an oops play, where everybody goes to the right, and when they draw the whole defense over there, Long sneaks out and tries to get open in the flat. And since you do have a left-handed quarterback, you can throw it wide to him.
Right, and that's why you can come back to that side, which he did.
Well, here it is again.
Okay, here's 31. He's down. Okay, Joel Julian looking for somebody to hit in there because he knows, oh, my goodness, takes on the big boys.
Well, that was number 88 Maddox. But I think you're right, because he knew it was going to come that way. That's why that he was protecting. But again, there's that slippery field, and we said that the field was going to be an equalizer here because of the finesse moves.
Here's a guy ready. Coach, it's 4th down. We need 3 points. Not yet. We'll give you a call. Hold on.
Looks like Martin Mull getting ready to get set up here. I think he can do good.
What number does he have on there?
He's got Jim Otto's number.
4th and 8. Fraser! And incomplete. Did I see a flag? Joe Maddox brought down Chad Fraser. He was rolling out. And so the Wolverines come up empty after a 14-play drive. Started at their own 35-yard line, come up empty.
I have to apologize. Doug Deacon asked me to say this. He said I'd get a chance to say they should have kicked the ball. And I think this might have been one of those cases where they might have tried the field goal.
Orange will just start first down from their own 9 with 1:12 to go, first half. And they're leading it 14-0. And Layton just stays on his feet and just keeps on plugging. Didn't get much, but burning up that clock. Want to remind you to stay with us at halftime. We've got a great halftime show for you. And also right after the halftime performance, we're going to be bringing you our scoreboard. So it's all there for you. Marching bands from Orange and also from West Geauga.
I was watching West G's kicker, Laszlo Harmount, warm up before the game, and he hits a nice ball, a nice clean ball, gets good foot on it, and it gets through the goalpost with good height and strength.
The 1-yard pickup for Layton. That makes it 2nd and 9 and gives Layton now 98 yards. Layton again, and he just passed the 100-yard mark. And we only have 23 seconds remaining in the first half. And I would guess that that's the last play of the game. Layton now 104 yards on 21 carries and 1 touchdown.
Mike, they're going to call a timeout, that being the West G Ball Club. And so they can stop the clock. So Orange will have to wait until the snap, and it'll be 23. So it'll be close depending on the play itself, but probably one more play. But West G would like them to get into a kicking formation to see if they could get something happen on 4th down. That's why they call the timeout.
They're going to see if they can block a punt or run one back,
right.
And that's not a bad idea because even if you do get a penalty, there's not enough time for Orange to hurt them.
There's Orange out there now just talking over what they will do on this play, the 3rd down. What they'd like to do, of course, is get 23 seconds. Depends on the timeouts. I think that's 3 timeouts, though, for West G. I hope I'm right on that, but I was trying to keep track on it. So if it is, they're going to have a hard time stopping that clock.
I think it's only the 2nd,
Is that only the 2nd, so they can do it one more time if they get a chance?
And there goes Layton again. And they drive him out of bounds. That stops the clock. 16 seconds to go. And a first down, so they'll move the chain.
Well, we know who's going to run with that ball. It's Marcus Layton, 44. Back in there, 38. Levine coming up to block for him. Marcus, 18 yards. Look at the power. Just go to the outside. The footing is bad. It's a little bit easier for the offensive man. He knows where he wants to go. Defensive man can't react as fast on the sloppy conditions. So with 16 seconds left, but they have a first down, so they're in good shape.
Ryan Spencer is the safety that drove him out, and Hayes is going to take to the air, and he's going to let it all out. And it's intercepted. This is Brian Spencer, number 43, and out of bounds with 7 seconds. There's Spencer sophomore, 5'10", 160. That's his 6th interception of the season.
Well, time on the board. They decided to go for it, try to get down deep, hoping that West G would think they're just going to sit on it for half. But Brian Spencer, 43, was back there with the interception. He knew how much time was on there. He's heading right for the sideline, so they have 7 seconds in which their quarterback can operate.
And Chad Fraser is going to air it out. That's how much I know. And down to 1 second. That was Colin Bruce, the fullback, who gets a first down at the 43. With 1 tick of the clock remaining, and a timeout is being called by West G, and that is their 3rd.
That's the 3rd, and that's their final timeout. Quarterback Chad Fraser going over the sideline, cut to Coach Jim Chapman. There's his dad, Chad Fraser's dad, coached at Orange High School, and then after coaching at Orange, he went over to Menor, had a very successful career at Menor. Right now, he's not coaching, but he's in the stands watching Chad Fraser, number 10 in the program, number 1 in his dad's heart, playing quarterback.
Kevin Durgan, the end split to the far side. They got Brad Long, the tight end, on the near side, which is the short side of the field. And they just give it to the Colin Bruce, the fullback, and he gets to the 35, and time runs out. That ends the first half with this score. West Geauga nothing and Orange 14. It's been a great half for the Lions so far, and they have really controlled the ball game. About every stat that you can think of.
Really did. They started out that first quarter with the long drive, keeping the ball, established that ground attack, keeping it away from the Wolverines, coming back in the second quarter and doing the same thing.
But West G's got to be really encouraged with the last drive that they had. They moved the ball very well down the field. They had good control over it. They had a good mix between the pass and the run. And even though they didn't get any points out of it, the coach can go into the locker room and say, we can move the ball on these guys, and now we're going to score and put it in the end zone.
And there'll be a lot of talking going on in that locker room, and I'm certain they'll come up with something. Getting ready to entertain you will be the West Geauga Wolverine Marching Band under the direction of Norman Matthews, and the announcer is Andy Shoup. But remember, stay with us. After this, then the Orange High School Marching Lion Band will entertain you, and then we'll, of course, go to scoreboard. You won't miss any of the ball game, and it's going to be a grand one in the second half. So let's go to Andy Shoup and enjoy the West Geauga Wolverine Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Norm Matthews, Mr. Carl Lepinen, and the auxiliaries Linda Bastaki with Field Commanderette Jody Wan, we proudly present the 1988 West Geauga Wolverine Marching Band. Tonight, patriotism is the issue, and I'm here to tell you that the Wolverine Band does not have to visit a flag factory in New Jersey, nor do they have to ask with the remnants of JFK, our fellow Americans, to make sacrifices for their country. No, they only need to perform this stirring fanfare of sweet land of liberty to prove who has the most red, white, and blue in their blood. one thing in common. We all have freedom. Even though life is extremely hectic, every now and then we all still look up and pay tribute to the stars and stripes. This great nation will live on and live up to our true American expectations. For how can we deny that this sweet land of liberty is number one to all of us? Johnson, Brian Grinnell, and Rob Gardner.
Our thanks to the West Geauga Wolverine Marching Band under the direction of Norman Matthews, and also to Andy Shoup, who was the announcer. Across the field, getting ready to entertain you, is the Orange High School Marching Lion Band. It will be under the direction of Dr. Craig Kempner, and they are lined all the way across that reach, all the way from the 15 to the 15. Now let's go to the announcer, Dr. Craig Kempner.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Orange High School is proud to present the Orange High School Marching Lion Band under the direction of Dr. Craig Kempner and auxiliary advisors Mrs. Diane Atkin and Mrs. Gay Yonkers. Tonight's show is directed on the field by Drum Major Ronit Sherwin. We hope you enjoy this evening's show as the band opens with the exciting selection Proclamation. A swinging original composition, Mardi Gras Swing, is used to feature the Orange Lionettes during their feature selection. No football game would be the same without hearing the band play a fight song. Tonight, the Orange High School Marching Lion Band closes its show with a medley of popular college fight songs. Clap and sing along as you listen for your favorite school fight song. On Wisconsin. Marching Lion Band. The 1988 Orange High School Marching Lion Band.
What a great job by the Orange High School Marching Lion Band. If you weren't in the mood for football, you certainly were after that one. And our thanks to director and announcer, Dr. Craig Kepner. That ends the halftime. And the score at the end of the first half, 14-0, Orange on top. Now it's time for scoreboard.
WVIZ's High School Game of the Week is made possible by the Cleveland Browns, proud supporters of high school football in Northeast Ohio. The Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of Cleveland, bottlers of Slice and Diet Slice. And the East Ohio Gas Company, the Sunshine People, who bring natural gas to more than 1 million people in Northeast Ohio, heating homes, cooking meals, and providing energy for industry.
Welcome back to Orange Stadium. Mike Massa, along with Brian Powers and Matt Barr. And Matt and I were talking at halftime and enjoying the bands. And he said he enjoyed the bands so very, very much. And I said, what do you like best about him? And he went through a whole dialogue. He still sees it as a football game.
I like watching the bands. I never get a chance to see them when I play. And I look at the bands, and of course you see the conductor as the quarterback and the director as the coach. But you look at the drums like receiver. The little drums are receivers. The big drums are the defensive backs. The brass sections, the offensive and defensive line. The majorettes got to be the linebackers and running backs because they got the best physiques. And the kicker feels like the tuba. You know, they're a necessary evil. Nobody wants to be around them, but you got to have the tuba out there to make the band complete.
What about the brass sections? What do you see them as?
Well, the brass is the offensive and defensive line. They're the core of the team. That's what makes the band, and that's what makes football the game of football.
Oh, that's great. Football. Here we go in the first half stats, and look at the time of possession, 16-7.
That's a big one, 16-25 for the Lions of Orange, 7:35 for West G. Only 2 penalties for West G for 20 yards, 25 yards against the big one there, 166 total for Orange, 97 passing yardage, 41 for Orange, and 36. So time of possession is coming up a little bit, but the Orange Lions definitely have that in the first quarter. Total plays, West G 23 and Orange 31 in 2 quarters of football.
And Volker, you're looking at, Blankenstein will be kicking off. The deep people will be Julian, Lemoli, and Vanone.
Volker is a student from Germany. He came over, does the kicking for him, is a very fine kicker.
And this is Tony Lemoli, and whoa, does he get upended at about the 20. Boy, bringing him down hard was Craig Buckner, a sophomore for Orange.
That was great coverage getting down there for the kickoff coverage team.
Well, West G is down 14-0 as we start the second half, and they have got to get a drive going. They had a good drive to end the first half, but came away empty. This, I think, is going to be critical to the mental attitude of the Wolverines.
Well, it's been raining, and the field's been getting more and more sloppy out there.
This is Julian. Gets across the 20, gets the first down, is dragged out of bounds by Dave South.
You can tell that West G has a sophisticated offense because of all the different sets and plays that they run. All their routes are timing routes. The receivers, with this weather, it's tough to run the passing offense, and that might be equalizing this game for West G.
Well, that's got to give him a little bit of confidence now as Quinlan leaves the lineup for West G. First down. This goes to the fullback. This is Colin Bruce. He gets another first down as he crosses the 45 to about the 47, where Shelton Smith brought him down.
A little bit different on the offense now with Bruce running that ball, not called upon to carry it too often, 5 times just up in the middle with the fullback bursting up in there. Quinlan was out. They had Steve Vanoni, number 21, in the blocking back position, so really starting to move with that football.
Another first down. That's 2 in a row. And again, Bruce on the carry, the fullback. He picked up maybe a yard.
The play before was a nice counter play. They drew the defensive line to the right side, and the offensive line opened up a nice big hole on the right.
Eric Hockman, one of the captains, brought down Bruce after a 1-yard pickup. Makes it a 2nd and 9. The line of scrimmage is at the 38, or 48. Just started the 3rd quarter. Frazier on a pitchback. This is to Julian. Puts his head down and he gets across the 45, or maybe right at the 45. Brad Hershey, the free safety, came up very quickly and brought Joe Julian down.
It's the first time that we saw this play with the option. You'll see right there on your screen the guard pulling 66, and the quarterback takes a reverse spin, goes down to his left. That's Chad Frazier going out. No one was assigned to the pitch man. He's out there all alone. It takes a safety man from the far side to come across and to get Joe Julian.
So a 3rd and 2 now for the Wolverines. Pitch to Julian again. Julian is stopped for a first down. He gets to the 45 and no farther. Todd Hockman, who's Eric Hockman's brother. He's only a sophomore at 5'11", 185 pounds.
Hockman looks like a tough ball player. He just stuck his nose in there and stopped Julian cold.
Well, you've got a 4th and 3. The ball is sitting on your opponent's 45, and you're down 14-0. They've been successful on this. The first 2 times they tried their 4th down possessions. This is Frazier.
Oh,
he's got open and does complete it. Open was Kevin Durgan, still on his feet, and is dragged down behind, but not until he gets it inside the 15-yard line in Brad Hershey. The free safety again had to bring him down. Nice pass by Frazier.
Nice play by Frazier, the quarterback. Now what you're going to see is a quarterback roll out. 41 is Quinlan coming across. They fake that counter play, reverse that they run so successfully. He's left-handed. It's hard to switch that ball, especially tonight when it's so slippery. But coming across is Kevin Durgan, number 80, on the 33-yard reception. Neat play, nice pass on it. At 4th down, they've had a lot of success.
Durgan really saved them there. Frazier was all alone with a lot of black all around him.
Another first down. Again on the option. This is a pitch out to Joe Julian. Julian, touchdown! Well, we said this first possession was going to be critical for the Wolverines. They take over the ball on the kickoff at their own 22 and march all the way down the field and get on the board, 14-6.
Julian had a big run against Chardon last week for his big touchdown, another 10-yard run for him, and that's a big touchdown. They needed to get that to show that this defense wasn't invincible.
Let's see if they go for 2 on this one. No, they're going to try for the... so Laszlo Harmot will be kicking, and Chad Frazier will be holding.
On a day like today, the kickers really got to plant flat so it doesn't slip in this mud. Really difficult planning out there.
Well, he's an excellent student, carries a perfect 4.0. And that was a 4.0 kick, just split the uprights, and now it's 14-7.
He did that nice. He didn't put too much weight on it, and he kept a good center of balance.
Here's what it looks like when he sweeps wide on that option play.
Good call from upstairs to the coaching staff. That 66 pulling, quarterback with that reverse spin that they showed before. Still no one has picked up the pitch man, And Julian has the speed to the outside, knows where the pylon is, just buries down in there, goes across, the arms go up, and it's their first touchdown. They get on. You can see a little bit of a closer play on it now. Here, the end's going to take the quarterback. He waits. He flips out with that left hand, which he does nice. The ball is wet. It's a tough play, but they went to it twice, picked up a good yardage the first time and a touchdown the second.
I think you're right, Brian. The coaches must have seen something in the first half. They must have talked about it in the locker room because they did not use a pitch in the first half.
And they still haven't covered it, so they're going to see it again to make sure that Orange can cover that play, and then they'll stop it.
Here is Laszlo Harmot, a soccer player, as you could imagine. He'll be kicking to Glenn Greathouse and Merrick Norris. Greathouse is on the right side. Merrick takes the kick, and he stumbles and falls as he crosses the 30, and the officials will spot it at about the 33. Brought down by Sudek. Greg and Orange will take over, and now it's going to be up to the defense. They're going to have to stop Marcus Layton, but also the arm of Hayes. Look at that, on 3 minutes and 10 seconds, going 78 yards in 7 plays. JR gives off to Layton. They try and box him in, and he is just tough to grab. That's all. They had 3 people around him. West G did, but he picked up big yardage. Finally, Matt Honiak tripped him up, but big yardage again for Marcus Layton.
You can see here that West G is really blowing up the middle again, and they're just forcing Layton to go to the outside. And they're not giving him the quick yardage inside, but he's still getting some big yardage outside. And they're going to have to close that down, or Layton's going to hurt him.
He picked up 5 on that one. Slamovitz is in as a split end. This is Layton again, and he's brought down for maybe a 1.5 yard gain. Mickey Quinlan, the inside linebacker, brought him down.
Mickey Quinlan, a two-way performer, although in the last series been alternating at the flanker position, getting a little bit of rest, going 2 ways at night like tonight. You have to get a little bit of a blow. He has. It's helped out in his defense.
It was about a 4-yard pickup, so it'll be a 3rd and a long one.
That was a good play by Thorne in bringing Layton down. He got out there and didn't give him any room to turn the corner.
This is Layton gets the first down, but not by much. And on that stop, you see number 88. That is Ron Thorne again.
That field's really becoming a mess out there.
Well, there's a lot to be said for artificial surface, but I don't think enough to take away from grass and the lack of injuries.
I'd much rather have grass, even if it's muddy.
Line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line, and again, Layton gets the call. He gets across the 45. Powerful runner.
Like they say, the game is won in the trenches, and you can see 76, Bob Cugini coming out with a block. He got leveled in there, but not after he put it in there with his 240 pounds, enabling Layton to come up. John Levine, number 38, the fullback, is also an excellent blocker, as you can see on the play for the Lions of Orange.
Well, Chuck Reisland says that Levine is just another guard. So
he's a good guard.
That's a 2nd and 8. Hayes lets it go, and a completion! And a touchdown for number 88, Joe Maddox.
9.
Make that Merrick Norris, 89. He was well covered. 2 Wolverines were right there, but what concentration by Merrick.
What a great catch. That ball was up high, and that's a tough catch over the middle. That's the one that you really tell the heart and guts of a receiver. He has to go up there, and his ribs are wide open to those DBs.
We'll take a look at that catch right after the kick, and again, Blankenstein will be trying for the point after. He is 2 for 2 tonight.
Oops.
And that went wide to the left.
Looked like he slipped a little bit on that approach.
53-yard reception on this catch by Merrick Norris.
Well, they went to their passing game, and now up to 94 yards, 4 out of 9. But you can see here, what a nice grab to hold on to. It looks like they had glue on the hand. And Merrick Norris, 53 yards. Once he caught it, went on the inside, had the speed to go down all the way. Nice fire in there by his quarterback as we look at number 7, J.R. Hayes. He's completed 6 touchdown passes already this year. Here's number 7. Look at the grab in between 2 defenders. And he has his 6 points on the board. You aren't going to catch him.
On a wet night like tonight, what a great catch that is.
Great that went up in between the 2 defenders.
Absolutely.
Well, one of them was Ron Thorne at 6'2", the other was B.J. Bailey, number 13, at 6 foot, and yet Norris at 5'11" was able to bring it in. That's Merrick and not Mo Norris. So now it is a 20-7 game. This one is to Joe Julian. This picks his way and is caught down low. That was Dave Zoss. I hope I'm not mispronouncing. I think it is Zoss. He's a junior, number 36. So West G again, look at that. Didn't take him too long and went 67 yards, and that pass was a 53-yard completion and only 5 plays for the 3rd touchdown of the evening for the Lions. Frazier doesn't get much time. Slips a couple of tackles and goes out of bounds about a yard or 2 short of a first down. Chad Frazier, very quick afoot. Joe Maddox putting a lot of pressure on Frazier.
Came right over to the side. And that was Coach Jim Chapman talking to his quarterback. Didn't have to send in anybody. Gave him the play right on the sideline to get it ready. It was a nice play in there by the Orange Lions to come back, answering the touchdown of the West Geauga Wolverines, coming right back down. And they really got moving on it. A lot of wide open football we're going to see right now, Mike, from the Wolverines.
2nd and 2. This is Julian. He goes outside, gets a first down, crosses the 45, and is brought down hard again by Dave Zoss. Julian picking up big yardage now. He's got 68 on 12 carries.
12 carries. He only goes 160 pounds, but he can move. We talked about his speed at the top of the show, and there you can see it now. Gets tripped up, but picked up the extra yards and got his first down by having good balance.
Stacy was the pulling guard there, and he really opened up a nice hole for him.
Nice tackle and penetration, Colin Bruce, the ball carrier, but it seems that the defensive line for Orange is penetrating, and they just can't seem to do too much, especially Eric Hockman.
Well, they tried to run behind Stacy again. They pulled the guard, and they tried to run Stacy up through the hole. The back was just a little bit too far away from him to make it effective, and the linebacker got around him and brought him down.
Also, the defensive line, Mike, is playing some games down there with the line and the linebackers, and they had the right call in there. They really mix it up with defensive line and linebackers.
That was a loss of a yard. That makes it 2nd and 11. Frazier got a man underneath. This is Quinlan. Mickey Quinlan gets the first down, and he takes a secondary hit by number 2, Galen Greathouse, at 150 pounds. Mo Morris had Quinlan low, and Greathouse hit him high.
Well, Frazier goes back, and what's happening down here, what you aren't going to see, will be Kevin Durgan clearing the area so Mickey Quinlan can come up underneath and get in front of the defensive safety man who was dropping back on Durgan. So it was a nice timing pattern by the flanker, Quinlan.
Another first down for West G. This is Julian again, and he's caught and then smothered at the 40, a loss of a couple of yards. Leading that charge was Ryan Wolkoff, 218-pound senior.
On a sloppy night like tonight, you can't emphasize enough the exchanges between the center and the quarterback. And number 55, Hall, has really been doing a nice job in getting the ball cleanly to Frazier.
The field position where they're at right now seems to be about the worst as they are on that side, right in the middle of the field. Looks like the footing there is probably as bad as anywhere on the field.
2nd and 14. Frazier gets some time and completes this one to Kevin Durgan. And Durgan gets a first down as he gets inside the 25.
Watch the protection that Frazier gets on this replay. It's really a good pocket he's throwing from.
This is homecoming. After this replay, I'll explain.
Well, there's the protection. There's no one back here. Frazier having plenty of time now, completing a couple in a row, finding Kevin Durgan the favorite target that he has, he's caught 20 coming into tonight, and now he's pulled down a couple more, so he's had 2 already for 45 yards.
And Juergen in that carry picks up about 3, maybe 4 very, very tough yards. I was saying that this is homecoming, and I'd like you to meet the queen here at Orange High School. And you'll meet her momentarily. There she is, Kelly Kipp. And our congratulations to this very attractive young lady. Homecoming queen at Orange. It's a 2nd and 8 now for West G. And this is a handoff to Quinlan.
Oh, nice run.
Hey, good yardage.
Boy, are they putting together the offense now, working that ball with Joel Julian on runs off to the end. Quarterback Frazier firing that ball to Durgan, coming across to Quinlan. Quinlan doesn't run the ball. He's in the wing tee or the outside short flank, comes across from the right side over to the left and just moves back up into the middle, picks up his 16 yards, puts the shoulder down. Good tackle, good run by the flanker back, Mickey Quinlan, number 41.
And that's the counter, the only 2nd carry he's had the game, but that was a big one. This is Julian. And he gets about the 3-yard line. See where they spot it.
West G is really moving the offense, spreading the offense out. They're going to both running backs, all the receivers, and that's just so hard to defend.
Well, Matt, Wolverines are averaging just under 30 points a ball game. And they've got 7 on the board now. It's a 20-7 score with Orange on top. But the Wolverines have a 2nd and 3. This one goes to fullback, Colin Bruce, and a touchdown. That is his 7th of the year. And the Wolverines are whooping it up. They got something to be happy about. And Brian, you mentioned earlier that the Lions are going to have to score an awful lot in the first half because you don't get many points against the Wolverines in the second half, and it's coming true.
Normally you don't, although they had that completed pass, so Orange continues with their offense, but wow, what a drive for the Wolverines under Coach Jim Chapman.
So Laszlo Harmont will be trying for the point after. Chad Fraser is holding. No good. This one slipped off to the right. Well, I was going to say that one, the point after for Orange could be a big point they missed, but now it's all tied up there as far as misses, so it's 20-13 score.
This is where the field conditions is really coming into effect within the kicking game. Nice bull run here, getting in for the touchdown.
Well, at 5'11", 190-pound junior, here's it from the end zone camera.
There it is, power football right up the middle. That power we've been seeing from Orange Lions, but right there for the Wolverines. West G using their fullback up the middle. Bruce for 34, short yard, right back into this ball game. 20-13. Mike, we've got a good one going here again this Friday night.
Brian, you got to give their front line an awful lot of credit. They just moved the defensive
they powered
line
right out, didn't they?
Sure did.
Well, the best defense that Orange can do right now is to keep their offense on the field, a nice long drive, and that'll keep West G's offense off the field.
And this one goes to Merrick Norris. Trying to find a little bit of running room and gets some, but he runs into his own player and then is brought down at about the 38. Bringing him down was Sudak again, Brian.
It's a nice, solid run back here. He gets the ball and he blows it right up through the middle. You look at him looking for his hole. He gets up in there, and it's unfortunate that he runs into his own guy because he had more running room available to him.
Well, they're starting off in great field position, and they've got that 7-point lead. And this is Layton, and they just smother him as he gets to about the 41. Leading that charge was Chris Moore, 205-pound end. He's a senior, and 4 minutes, goes 67 yards. And only 10 plays, so they've got the offense on track now, but the defense is going to have to hold.
Well, their running game is going, and they've got it going there with Quinlan that picked up the 20 yards. Bruce picked up a total of 34 yards now, and 6 of 11 for Frazier in the passing department.
Orange has a 2nd and 8. Twin backs. See if J.R. Hayes wants to throw. He is rushed. They get it to Merrick Norris, and he's held shy of a first down. Gets across the 45 to about the 47. Mickey Quinlan put an awful lot of pressure on J.R. Hayes.
Quinlan took off from the linebacking position on the pass play, wide open. You see quarterback J.R. Hayes going back. Quinlan coming from the left of your screen. He nails Hayes. He gets it off just in time. Completed pass to Merrick Norris. Didn't go as far on this one as he did the last time when he went for the touchdown, but another completion from Hayes to Norris.
Good play by Norris, picking up the blitz and making himself available for the quarterback.
3rd and 2, big third down possession for both teams. Layton. Oh, is he wide open? It's a foot race. And touchdown. Marcus Layton. His 12th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the ball game.
Well, the college scouts got to be drooling over Mr. Layton here.
That was a 52-yard run.
Good blocking by that line, which you would expect.
And now we have Marcus Layton with 190 yards on 28 carries. He is awesome as Blankenstein tries for the point after. No good. This one is off to the left again. So that's 2. This is Kevin Young, number 17, that's chasing him. What a great job he did, or tried to do.
But Layton has that speed. We talked about his power to the inside, speed to the outside. You see it with a 52-yard run. He's been picking up about 196 yards every ball game and continuing on against the good Wolverine defense. Layton to the outside, another touchdown on the board.
Chad Garson really blocked down hard and opened up a nice hole for Layton. Now here's the extra point. Hold comes down, and he's got the ball tilted a little bit to the left, and that's tough to bring around. You know, you really have to lean away from it to get the extra point through, and it's tough for Volker and the whole crew with the field the way it is. You're going to have to plant flatter, and you got to make sure that you get through it, and these conditions are a kicker's nightmare.
So Volker will be kicking off. The D people, Julian, Lamole, and Vanone. In the middle will be Joe Julian. He gets a foot into this one. And they let it go. Goes in the end zone, you better down it, and he does. This is a live ball in high school, not like it was a few last year and many years before that. Once it goes in the end zone, it used to be a dead ball, but not any longer. You've got to down it, and I think that Lamole thought Julian was going to get it, and vice versa, and it's a good thing it rolled in the end zone.
Now, those low kicks will do it every time, but once it's in there, you have to cover it. You can down it. You don't have to bring it back out, but it's not automatically down at all. It is live.
We've got an injured Dave Zoss, number 36, is injured at the far side of the field. There he is. Zoss, only a junior, 5'9", 170 pounds. Very active as a free safety. He's got 5 solos and 22 assists coming into this game.
Well, the trainers are right out there, and well, we have a chance of the 7 ball games, actually the 8 Friday nights that we've had football. Out of a possible 16 teams in this area that could be ranked in the computer ranking, we've had 11 teams on Channel 25 ranked in this area already that we have been able to see here in Scholastic Football Followers, able to see why they're ranked so high. And again, you have 2 of them out on the field tonight.
And limping off is also, and there, look at that, minute 56. 52 yards of that 61 was on the run by Layton for the score. Only 3 plays, and it was a 3rd and 2 at that time.
And that was the second TD tonight. At 5:47 left in the first quarter, Layton had the first score when he ran the touchdown of 6 yards to put Orange in front 6-0.
And there are 4 seconds on the clock, 3rd quarter, and it's a 26-13 game. This is the handoff to Julian. Cuts it inside, gets a little bit of room, and a loose ball, and it's Wiggly umpire.
Isn't it great how all the players are able to help the referees with the call? I always like to help them.
Everybody around there.
Yes, another fumble and a turnover. And it belongs to Orange in great field position. They'll take it over at the 30-yard line. That ends the 3rd quarter of play. When we get back, it's going to be a 1st and 10 from West Geauga's 30. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Hi, I'm John Webster. I'm teaming up with WVIZ TV 25 to bring you a chilling Halloween treat. Mark your calendars. October 30th at 7:30 p.m. October 31st, that's Halloween, at 10 p.m. Tune in to WVIZ. Watch and listen as 5 of Northeast Ohio's best scary storytellers weave their webs of terror around a glowing fire deep in a dark, creepy Northeast Ohio woods. Watch, but don't watch alone.
Northeast Ohio turns to WVIZ for high school football action.
And welcome back to Orange Stadium as we get ready to start the fourth and final quarter with a 13-point lead for Orange. And here's the fumble.
Quarterback now handing off into Joe Julian, 31, the tailback coming out. But as the quarter is ready to run down, he comes up across, has the ball. It looked like it was first knocked there, stripped a little bit, then 64 came across Escare and knocked it down from Julian. They recovered.
So it's a first down now and 10 as he starts the fourth quarter. And Layton has no place to go.
Ascari had nice technique on that and stripping the ball. That's exactly how they coach the defense. On the short yardage that Layton scored on before, the defense that was in is a short yardage defense. And once you break through that initial line, it's usually free running in the defensive backfield.
Michael's third quarter stats, you can see time of possession now with Orange with 21-10 and the Wolverines with 14-50, but 41 plays run off by West G, 39 for Orange. Quite a difference. West G coming up and having the ball until now.
And this is Layton, and he is brought down for a loss in the backfield. Bringing him down was Bill Stacy, number 67, who's in at defensive end for the Wolverines. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 8. And right here, the Wolverines cannot afford to give up another score. They've got to tighten down.
Well, they've been keeping that ball. In the first quarter, West G had the ball 7 times, Orange 17. West G 23 at half, Orange 31. And now it's 41 West G to 39. So it's been a difference except for 2 big plays. The long touchdown pass to Merrick and then the breakaway by Layton. Other than that, the football team from West G, the Wolverines, are starting to play good football, but they weren't able to stop the 2 big long gainers for Orange.
His pads are loose.
You heard it, the pads are loose. It's an equipment problem for Mo Norris. By the way, Mo Norris and Merrick Norris are brothers. Merrick a senior and Mo a junior.
West G's really got to buckle down now. They must prevent them from scoring in this situation if they're to have a chance of winning this game. If they can keep them from scoring, they
Timeout is called by the Lions of Orange because there was some confusion about who was supposed to go in with that equipment problem.
Well, the referees will give you a break. If there's an equipment problem, they can fix it right out there, fine. But once it was a shoulder pad, they decided, and they really look after these young ball players in high school, making sure they have the proper equipment that they should have. They called it. They had to go over to the sideline, try to get the sub in, but then there was just too much time going. They didn't have everybody set. So the Lions and Coach Chuck Reisland, his 5th year here, call the timeout. And there is a happy Lion.
Well, you know, I know Halloween is coming around.
I didn't want to say
early. That's grand. This is what it's all about in high school. It really is. Here we go with 3rd down conversion. Look at that, 7 of 9 for Orange and 2 of 7 for West G. That has been critical.
West G's been getting a lot of their conversions on 4th down.
Just going to say 4th down kind of counts also in there, and they did have a couple of those.
In fact, they had 3.
They get 3. I know they went after
on
3
that one
times.
Yeah. The first drive they had 1 and 2, and then they had 1 on the next long drive. But it's going to be a 3rd and 8. Orange up 26-13. This is J.R. Hayes, and he flipped down, but he couldn't have gotten very much yardage. Would have been held way shy of a 1st down. But he is been brought down about the 29.
The short side of the field is the bottom of the screen. J.R. Hayes goes out, and they do have Marcus Layton out there now that he's really looking for on a short yardage play. He wasn't open, so he decided to keep that ball, put his head down, get what he could out of the play.
This was a bootleg where they were trying to hide the ball and sneak it around there.
Steve Hall jumped right on J.R. Hall at 236.2. He also carries a 3.9 in the class, and we're seeing more and more of great student athletes. And now it's a 4th and 9. The loss of a yard. Over the middle and broken up. Breaking that one up was Matt Horniak, the linebacker, number 33. And that was a big defensive play, and West G's defense is held.
Good defensive play there by the backs of West G. Horniak coming up, making the play. Quarterback J.R. Hayes looking at that 4th down, trying to go to Mo Norris, number 27, right over the middle. Defender coming across. We can't follow it too well. There it is right now with a defensive knockdown.
Big drive for West G. Only 10 minutes left in the game, and they must score on this drive.
This is to Julian. Picks his way, gets close to the 35. Could be a pickup of about 5. On the stop was Mo Norris.
Like, it's amazing that he can fall forward and move forward with the 5'6", 160 pounds. He's always in a good running position, and he always is leveling forward for the extra 2 or 3 yards.
Of course, you know, they can't try and score on the ground. They're going to have to do it in a hurry and get that ball back. Frazier rolls out. He's on the pitch to Julian. Mo Norris chasing him and drags him down, but I think he's got the first down.
On this play, this is the option play, which they've run very successfully for West G. They try it again. They pull in guard. 67, Stacy comes across. Quarterback will flip with the right hand, and now he's really out there. What makes this play is number 27 with the speed of Mo Norris. He's really beat to the outside. Such a great athlete. He came out and made the play.
You can really tell how well coached both of these teams are in that there's so few penalties. There's been great discipline on both lines, on both sides of the ball.
And it was enough for a first down. Mo Norris got about 4.7 speed. And this is to Quinlan on the flanker around. He looks like he has the first down as he crosses midfield. That was Marcus Layton on that stop.
Another play that's been very successful for them, and that's just the flanker back. He's out there kind of twisted in like a wing T flanker. He just comes across. There isn't much fake by the quarterback. Handoff to Quinlan going around the right side, and he moves down again for another first down, picking up the yardage.
Just inside, 9 minutes remaining in the game. This goes to the fullback, Colin Bruce, and he gets close to the orange 45. Picked up about 5 yards on that carry.
Seems like it's about time for a pass. Got to believe that Frazier is going to put one up.
Well, setting him up with all those running plays up the middle, trying to sweep. They tried the pitch out on the option play. Let's see if he does take to the air. Got both ends in tight. Yes, he is. Cutting across the middle is Durgan. And I think throwing his hands up was number 80, Brad Hershey, and I think that Durgan lost sight of the ball.
I think he did. He got in between the two defenders. It wasn't close, and the ball kind of sailed a little bit on quarterback Frazier, who was looking for the deep man coming down. It's just straight back, a fake into the fullback, goes with that left hand. He has one man in mind all the way. It's a split end. Kevin Durgan, see how high the ball is, and he kind of lost it on the tail, and it was very hard to pick up from the split end. Durgan couldn't come up with a catch.
And now Frazier, 7 of 13, and it's a 3rd and 5. On the option again to Julian. Cuts it inside and gets enough for the first down as he gets inside the 40. There to bring him down is Galen Greathouse. Also there was number 80, Brad Hershey. They don't come up very quickly on that option, do they? They're giving him 6, 7, 8, 10 yards.
Before they do it, they really don't have anybody out there. They're not defending it the way they would like. The quarterback took a beating on it, but Julian almost lost the ball. The hands are wet. The ball is slippery. It's a dangerous play, but a very successful play.
First down, Julian on the pitch. And he slips down. His knee, apparently no official saw it. His knee didn't touch. Marcus Layton brought him down with help from Joel Maddox, but big yardage again, about 5 yards for Julian. And Julian now has, I think it's 19 carries, 99 yards, coming up to the century mark. Second in a long 5. And a fake pitch out, headed to the fullback, Bruce. Bruce still on his feet, spinning and running, gets inside the 20. What a great individual effort by Colin Bruce, a junior.
Oh, he did that all on his own. He broke 2 tackles in the backfield. He gets through the line quick here, and this is all on his own. There's one. Here comes another. He's a tough boy to bring down.
And he's only a junior. He'll be back next year.
There's going to be a good ball player for him, too, next year.
Good play call on the play because they've been running Julian. Mike mentioned he's almost at the century mark, so the linebackers will come out. It's time to go with your fullback up the middle. They don't use him that often, but when they do, they pick the spots, and he performs.
West G has used up about 2 minutes. Defensive play, a great one by Mo Norris, knocked that pass away. The intended receiver was Mickey Quinlan.
They've been trying to hit Kevin Durgan, the split end, so this time they go back, use Durgan as a decoy, and try to hit the flanker back, Mickey Quinlan, 41, who will be coming into your screen now. Passes over into the sidelines. Good defensive play. Really 2 men over in the corner. Not a chance.
2nd and 10 for West G. Pitch back again to Quinlan. He loses it, picks it up. Now he's in trouble. He gets out of trouble a little bit, maybe. So Joe Julian gets back to about the 18-yard line. No, they're going to spot it closer to the 20. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 11. They've used up now 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes, coming up to 3.5 minutes on this drive that started at their own 30 with 10 minutes on the clock, and we now have 6:28.
Look for a pass or a pitch to the wide side of the field.
Going deep, complete, touchdown. Pulling this one in was Brad Long, the senior tight end. Defending was Brad Hershey, but Frazier laid that out beautifully. And Hershey at 6'2", and Brad Long at 6'6".
Looked like Mo Norris was also over there on the defense.
So now Frazier is 8 of 15. That's their first pass via...
they're going for 2 here.
Touchdown pass, and that is the second reception for 86 yards for Long. They're going for 2. Frazier pitches to Julian, and he's got it. With 6:19 left, and the fans across the way are really happy about all this. It is 26-21 now. 5-point difference.
Very interesting call. Coach Chapman going for it on the play, and it's the option play successful. Here's the touchdown pass going from quarterback Frazier to Brad Long, 81 in the corner. Picking it up. He's had 16 receptions before this ball game, so it's someone that they do go to when they have to.
That's a good catch over 2 defenders here.
That great catch. It's good to think he was 6'6" as well. That's his 4th reception of the year.
That. No one was getting that ball away. And then the call is the extra point, which was a sharp call because that puts them now behind 26-21, so they can get a touchdown and wouldn't have to worry if it comes down to that. Fake into the fullback. It's the quarterback on the option. The pitch to the outside. So successful with the play. They only had the 1 fumble on it. All the rest. And there's the one for 2 points.
Here is Laszlo. No, this is Frazier. He's going to punt it. This is Merrick Norris. He takes it at about the 15. And he's cut by the ankles and then hit hard from behind as he falls forward to about the 31. No, they're going to spot it right on the 30. Bringing him down. We have, there's Merrick Norris, number 89. He was hurt on that hit. He was caught by the ankles and hit by 2 Wolverines from behind, and it just hurts.
It seems as though they're trying to mix up the kickoffs here between Frazier and Harmont. Sometimes a punt, sometimes a kickoff, so they don't get into any rhythm returning the ball.
Also, sometimes with a punch, you get it up high and you get the spin, and with the field conditions the way they are, possibly it's a little bit harder to handle. The other thing is you have to remember it is a free kick. We don't see that very often in high school. We almost always see the kickoff from the placement, but you do have a free kick on the play, so you have the option of punting or doing a place kick.
Well, he is a left-footed punter, and that's a different spin, and if you're not used to it, it really comes down hard and fast, and you might not be ready for it. If you haven't practiced it, it's a new sensation.
Look at that, 3 minutes, 41 seconds. They went 70 yards. The last one on that pass was 17 yards to Brad Long in 10 plays. And the clock now showing 6:12 to go in the game. It's a 26-21 score, and Orange has the ball. And this is
what they like to call.
Norris. That was the injured player, Norris. And now the Lions will take over, and the defense has got to hold him.
This is what they like to call gut check time with only 6 minutes left. These drives are important for both teams.
This is a different, it's a wing formation. And they hand it off to Marcus Slayton. What the formation
I was going to say, Mike, it doesn't matter. They can wing out. They can have a split back. They can have from the I formation. All you have to watch is quarterback J.R. Hayes handing off to Marcus Slayton, the co-captain and senior running back, number 44, who has now picked up 196-plus yards.
He was brought down by Mark Mazurko, a junior at 235 pounds. It's going to be a 2nd and 6. Chad Garson, number 46, in for Mark Sloan for Orange, and that's going to cost.
Well, there's a lot of finger pointing out there now, but there's only one
But
that
the defense
counts.
is allowed to move.
The line judge will come over, explain it to the referee, and he will make the official call on what he thinks
Well, the
happened.
players are trying to help the officials here
Always,
again.
you have to.
Dead ball, illegal procedure.
And J.R. Hayes doesn't like the call. Pleading his case, all will be for naught, though. It's going to cost them 5. That'll bring up a 2nd and 11 with 5:16 to go in the game. They have to control the ball.
Clock is running, and they still don't have the offensive play in there. It will be close.
J.R. Hayes is 5 of 11 for 101 yards, only thrown 1 interception and thrown 2 touchdown passes.
They're going to keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock moving because they want it to be a factor.
And a draw play goes to Marcus Layton. Well, he just runs right over people. Picks up big yardage to about the 38 or 39 yard line. Brian Spencer, the sophomore safety, was in on the stop.
Now this time on the offensive play, it's going to be a delay. And you can see here the late handoff. It's just a wait and a delay by the halfback out of the tailback position to the left side. Very strong on that. If he comes up 205 yards, Matt and Mike, on 32 carries. What a night he's having. But he's had a season of nights like this for his ball club over here for Orange Lions.
I don't know which college is going to pick him up, but whoever does has got to find here.
A timeout is called by Orange. The Lions have carried the ball 34 times, and 32 of those carries belong to Marcus Layton. And he has 1 touchdown. Now, he had 122 yards in the first half. He now has 205, and his longest was 52 yards, and that was for a touchdown.
So we featured him in the beginning of the show, and we said he'd carry the ball 25 or 30 times. He's already over that 30, Mike. He's up to 32, and with 4 minutes left, if they can keep control of the ball, he's going to get a lot more carries.
You can see the intensity in the West G huddle. This is a big play for the defense because there's 4 minutes left, and they must get the ball back with enough time for their offense to bring it down the field.
West G now, Matt, has 3 timeouts remaining. The call by Orange on the timeout was their second, and they stopped the clock with 4:16 to go, and they've got a 3rd and 4. They certainly want to get a first down here so they can take more time off that clock, and the defense for West G has got to stop them.
Orange wants to go to their big gun here.
And they got 3 wideouts. But they still give it to Layton. Layton gets the first down and more. Still on his feet. He crosses midfield and gets to the West G 47-yard line. Matt Enzel, the senior outside linebacker, finally got him, but what an awesome runner he is.
You got to go with the dance that brung you.
And this really is not the same replay we're showing over and over again, but it is Marcus Layton who is moving up to the right side, and that time picking up 15 yards, and he's at 220 yards right now for the ball game.
You know when the situation gets critical, they're going to go with their top player, and you got to defense Layton first. If they beat you with the pass, they're going to beat you with the pass.
And Layton puts his head down, gets across the 45 to about the 44. That right now unofficially brings Layton to 1,300 yards in 8 games.
That's not bad. Like last week in their victory against Chagrin Falls in overtime, he had 218 yards, so he had a 200-yard plus game last week and well over that again on this Friday night. Head coach Chuck Rise in his 5th year here in Orange. We followed his football career, and as a player at St. Ed's, quite a young coach.
He's in the Hall of Fame, I understand, at St. Ed's. This is Layton again, and he is stopped on a 2nd and 5. It was a 2nd and long 5. Closer to 6. So now that brings, now this will be a 3rd and 5. Mickey Quinlan again in on that stop. Quinlan playing both ways. The flanker is also a linebacker. But the amazing part of all those yardage in itself is a story, but still playing linebacker. The condition of this young athlete has got to be phenomenal. Again, 4 wideouts. Mo Norris to the far side split. They've got Merrick Norris back in the lineup and also Sloan. But good defense. They stop Marcus Layton shy of the first down. Now, this is gut time. What do you do here?
West G used one of their timeouts, so they know what to do. You know, you have to believe that the Orange might try to run the ball and get the 4th down to get to the 1st down, because if they punt, it's still difficult conditions, and you might be opening yourself up to serious risk. But it does look like they're bringing in another team,
looks like
so
they're
they are going to
4 or
punt.
5 players that they have been doing in their punting game, so there wasn't any hesitation on the play call on the 4th down.
Second, it'll be a 4th and about 4, but the clock is showing 2:15 remaining. It is a 5-point lead for Orange, 26-21. And I would not put it past Chuck Riesland to have a fake punt.
Well, the nice thing is the punter is J.R. Hayes,
That's
who is
right.
his quarterback, so he's in command. But that's a pretty rough call.
They're bringing in Bruce Heinrich, a junior, number 28, in the lineup. Hayes standing on his own 47. They don't think he's going to kick. If they do, they're going to let it roll. They're going to go after it. Good kick. And it's going to be down at the, about the 13-yard line.
Well, the offense did their job for Orange with the 26 points on the board, having the drive coming down the field, eating up 2 minutes plus, and then they got stalled on 3rd down, elected to go with the punt, with Hayes getting a beautiful punt, the point coming back, so it ended up dead in the slow field, and it's up to your defense now with 2 minutes. See what the Wolverines can do.
They got a long way to go. 86. Frazier across the middle, and dual possession. No, they're saying it's incomplete. I thought that Quinlan had it in his grasp.
Well, you thought right, Mike. It was right there again with 2 people just about bringing it down, and then it slithered out, and it was an incomplete pass from quarterback Chad Frazier, putting that ball up for his flanker back, Mickey Quinlan, the 2-way performer. He had to reach back for it, and just as he did, Mo Norris, number 27, came across, and the ball went for an incompletion.
Kevin Durgan is split to the near side.
in the shotgun formation.
No flag?
I was looking for one on the play.
I
It looked
was
like
too,
came
but there's a
across with the
completion
right arm.
and a first down.
They're using the hurry-up offense. They got to get over the line quickly. The clock is running.
No, they're going to stop it to move the chains.
While they're doing that, Coach Jim Chapman talks to number 41, Mickey Quinlan, to give the play call into the quarterback, Chad Frazier. Again, the shotgun formation, wide open offense.
They've only got 2 timeouts left.
Again, the shotgun. Plenty of time. Lets it go. Complete. Yes. Enough for the first down. It's completed at about the 38-yard line to Kevin Durgan. Mo Norris was there. He's all over Durgan. He follows him all over the field.
What a nice combination, Frazier to Durgan. Gets out of bounds, saves the clock, and gets up the field another 15, 20
They
yards.
get that first down, so they'll stop the clock. So the quarterback, we're looking at it again. This is the replay now from the pass, Frazier to Durgan. The offense is ready in the shotgun. They're up there for action again.
We're back to live action. Another first down, again the shotgun. And they attempted to pitch it forward, incomplete.
Incomplete.
It was going to be Chad Frazier on a pitch forward, which is a pass, even though it's underhanded. And so it falls incomplete.
There's the sophistication of the offense running again, trying that shuffle pass. And had he gotten a good run, they probably would have used one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
At that point.
Minute 16 to go, and it's a 2nd and 10. Looking over the middle, deep, and almost intercepted. That was Brad Hershey who almost pulled it in. Number 80, the junior, it was right there. Beautifully, played that beautifully.
Oh, it was
Brad
a nice
Hershey.
play how he stepped in front of that receiver.
He's in the right safety position. He's dropping back, knowing it's going to be a passing situation. He can play center field a little bit back there, and he does. Now he comes up for the interception. Just goes out of his hands. You can see he almost had it. Incomplete pass, but it's 3rd down now for the offense.
This is Eric Hockman, who is down for Orange. I mentioned earlier that he was out for 2 games. He had a pulled hamstring muscle, and this is his first game he's been back. And he seems to be going off very, very slowly. I hope it's not a re-injury of that pulled hamstring. At 6'2", 230, one of the captains, they can ill afford to lose him.
Look at the battle these guys have been in.
At a time, minute 10, 3rd and 10. And it's going to be flag time.
A dead ball call against the offense.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, 78 offense.
That makes it 3rd and 15.
3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. It's still a long way. That doesn't hurt them that much. They're going to have to throw the ball upfield. This is nail-biting time for both teams.
Remember playoff points. Whew. Steve Vanone. You see the bottom of your screen, number 21, a junior. Got the only clean uniform for West G. Rolling out. Vanone's going to have to come back for it.
Kick it off, JR.
And intercepted. There's someone almost going to get crushed there. I think that was Sol. Let's see if we can see who intercepted that. It could be J.R. Hayes. I think so.
Yes, Mike, it was the quarterback firing down. Now it should be Hayes coming up here. Both men are there, but number 7,
yep,
there it is, a single digit. Number 7, J.R. Hayes coming up with the ball. Now he's got to go back and run that offense, but you know exactly what he's going to do.
But there are only 40 seconds on the clock, and now it's just kneel time and a flag. As I started to mention computer points, Chardon and West G were tied coming into this game. But for Orange, it's a big win because Orange is a Division III team, and they'll get additional points because West G is a Division II team. And we will have, depending upon what happened at Chardon, and Solon, we could have a three-way tie again for first place in the Chagrin Valley Conference.
What else is new in the Chagrin Valley Conference? Every Friday night it ends up like that. Mike, I think J.R. Hayes, who came out there playing defense, made the interception, ran out on the field, believing the Orange Lions only had 10 men on when he came out, made the interception against West G. They have the ball. That's the way the game goes.
We're taking a good look at J.R. Hayes, a senior, good athlete, basketball, baseball, one of the co-captains, 5'11", 175 pounds. They said this was going to be a war, and they were right. 13 seconds to go in the game, and a flag, and that could be delay.
This is going to be a very
delay of game on the offense. The clock won't start until the snap.
Well, you heard it. Now, that took time off the clock, but now the clock will not start until the snap. But it's still going to be a 1st and 20, and West G, I think, still has 2 timeouts remaining.
This is going to be a very satisfying win for Coach Reisland.
Sure is.
West G came in here with all the guns available to him. A great offense, just moving the ball, scoring a lot of points. And to come up against a tough team and come away with a win, you got to be satisfied.
Well, in talking to Jim Chapman, he said, you're never going to stop Layton. You've got to try and control him. And they could not do that as the fans are coming on the field.
There you can see Coach Reisland calling. There's 5 seconds left. Get off the field. And when he said get off the field, they turned around and got off the field.
I wouldn't want to mess with him either.
You'll probably get him in class. We'll wear him out.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll tell you, we've enjoyed having you, Matt. It's just been absolutely super.
And they're happy you're here too, man.
Oh, yeah. They're happy for themselves.
Right, and they should be. What a nice ball game these young men played for Orange. And in West G playing a good game, going down 14-0 at half, coming back strong, but just not enough in the artillery with 26-21.
They played through the muck and mire, and you got a feel for West G. They got a good team, and they come in here and what do you say to a team? They played a good team, but they still got beat by another good team.
That's right.
That's what it is, and they'll regroup. Both teams will be back again on next Friday night. Pleasure to work with both teams because of the coaches and the coaching staff. Just quality people. You know you're going to get a good football game, and we did. Now there's one more
second, and they got a crowd on here again. Look at him. Whoa! They're going to run over the coach. He's pointing the other way.
And they really thought that was going to be it. As soon as they found out it was 1 second, the kids all went back. Good control out here. The coaches just go out and tell them to go back.
I'll tell you what, Brian, if I were the coach, I'd look at the guys who are leading that pack because they got good speed.
It's my guess that they'll be allowed to come onto the field after this next play.
Try again.
227 yards on the ground. And believe it or not, 226 belong to Marcus Layton.
West G just ran out of time.
And now everybody can come out on the field. It's over with.
And so the Lions of Orange go to 7-1, and there is Marcus Layton, number 44. Outstanding game. 226 yards, 220 total yards on the ground for Orange. 101 in the air, 5 of 11 for J.R. Hayes, for a total of 328 yards. And of course, West G, 184 yards, 99 by Julian, 57 by Bruce. Quinlan had 16, and Frazier had 17. Frazier, 10 of 21, the pass department for 164 yards through 1 interception, as did Hayes, for a total of 348 yards. But of course, they combined a beautiful running game with some great passes because Mo Norris had 1 pass for 24 yards for a touchdown, and Merrick Norris had 1 for 53 yards for a touchdown and picked up another 7 yards on another reception that helped him keep a first down.
Like in the first quarter, it was just difficult to get the ball away from that coach right there, and his staff and players over at Orange, they controlled it. They went up 7-0, and then 14-0. West G came back strong. You can see the stats you just read, 348 to 328. So West G came back, but just a little bit short.
This game was won in the trenches. I have to believe the offensive line carried Orange because they had 6 more minutes, 7 more minutes of possession, and that just didn't give West Geauga enough time to keep their offense on the field and score the points that they normally score.
It's been an excellent game. The final score once again is Orange 26 and West G 21. They are tied for first place in the Sugar Valley Conference. And so for Brian Powers and Matt Barr, our statistician, Kent Geist, our spotters are